It's been a minute. Today, I really want to talk to you about some of the rules that I had to break in order to be living the life that I'm living now. And that is being a single mom by choice. That is being a single mom. That is raising my two kids entirely on my own and not feeling any sort of need to apologize for that. And quite frankly, just being proud of the life that I get to live every day. And it's truly such a different place than I was not so many years ago. And you already know, after my separation, I was in a really bad place. I was really down on myself and truly just doubting how things could really turn around. And when I was considering having another baby by myself, I really wrestled with the idea of, hey, people are going to judge me. Hey, people are saying this is crazy. The people around me think I should just wait and just find myself a partner. Like, what's the rush? Like, chill out, There's no reason to stress and just, you're going to find your guy. Like, don't worry. But the reality was that I didn't necessarily want the guy. I did because that's what we're taught to believe. Like, looking back now, it was like, okay, well, the answer to my fairy tale was finding this person and, solidifying our family situation, woman plus man plus kids equals, the true happiness, right? Like, that's ultimate. That's what you should be doing. Like, I had a career. Didn't love it at the time, but I had a career, I had a stable job, and it was something that, like, I knew I could have worked there for the rest of my life. Like, it was a solid, not going anywhere job. And, it was like, what's the one missing thing? Like, my person. I don't have my person. And yeah, I felt that guilt. Like, what about my daughter? Like, if her dad's not really around, like, poor her, like, I'm really failing her. And I had all the narratives running through my head that most of us do, the outdated ways of looking at life and the patriarchal ways of looking at life. And honestly, looking back, that really led most of my choices. It was like, I had to pour time into trying to date. I had to pour time into talking to potential suitors. I had to, put effort into that. And it was like, that also was a leading part of like how I dressed. And yes, I was working in corporate, so like I couldn't show up in like sweats, which is like my favorite thing ever. You know this about me already. So yes, there was a certain way I did have to dress, like office appropriate, but like I wore heels every day. I made myself up to feel cute, but I wasn't doing it for me. Again, looking back now, like, I still love a heel. I have a whole like closet full of them. My daughter, even Leo, sometimes like tries them on. Like, they like do like dress up with mommy's stuff because I don't wear it anymore. Like, I work from home. I literally just woke up. The kids are still sleeping. So I was like, oh my God, I have the perfect time to be able to record. But like, so much of everything that I did was rooted in, you gotta find a man because your life right now is entirely incomplete. Like, look at your life. What are you gonna do? You need to find your person, right? Or your happiness is never gonna be yours, which is absurd. Now in hindsight, I'm like, what the heck? Had somebody just given me permission, seeing somebody online, a friend, someone around me, whatever, to be able to be like, girl, you have a beautiful life. You have a beautiful daughter. Like, that alone is something that keeps people up every night praying, and you have a roof over your head. Like, I had an apartment. Okay, it wasn't the dream apartment that I had on my Pinterest board, but it was an apartment and we had food. Like, we never went without food. Like, my daughter was in a private daycare. Yes, it took a lot of my money monthly that I was making to pay for that. But like, she was in a private daycare. What? You know what I mean? Like, all the things, looking, like, I had a car that worked. Okay, it wasn't a Ferrari, but it worked. But yeah, like, all the things that I had and that were working for me in my life were not the focus. Instead of being entirely grateful and like, hey, I'm doing so much better than I could be, right? And like, I am taking steps towards a life that makes me happy. That wasn't the focus, again, because of the outdated narratives of your life is not complete without a man. And it is absurd, okay? Now, as somebody who's like, 10 years now, 9 years single, like have not been in anything committed or long-term in that long, okay? Which is almost scary to say out loud, but also like a point of pride for me because I have flipped my life on its head in the best way, okay? Just being able to focus on me and getting to know me and getting to know what I want and do I want to date, and if I want to date, who do I want to date? Not focusing on who like becoming like the best version of me. Before it was like, who's gonna like me? How do I have to be? Well, they say men like this, and the way to a man's stomach is through his belly, and like, I should probably cook this, my chicken a la blah 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 that I do, that's really good, and I can make a decent steak, and maybe I should do that. And it's like, who gives a fluff what he wants to eat right now? Like, I'm not even fully dating this guy, like we're seeing each other or whatever. And anyways, all that to say that, again, I am like 10 years in to being a single mom. My daughter is 10 and a half, okay? My ex and I split up when she was 1. So 9.5 years into being a single mother, a single woman. Haven't been in corporate in, 5 years now? And raising both my kids. I had my son who's gonna be 4 in just a number of weeks, okay, as a single mom by choice. And I had to realize that, hey, the rules that were created are simply not for me. And I know that sounds crazy because we're taught that we have to live a certain way, right? But why? Like, my kids are thriving. They're good. They're happy. They're amazing. I am happy. I'm thriving. I'm good. Life is amazing. Like, what? Like, this whole idea that they sell us that we have to have all these things and discredit the things that we do have is absurd. It is absurd. As someone who's going to be 37 at the end of the year, it's like, oh my God, like, you're alone? Like, that's so sad. Aren't you sad? Like, sometimes people say that, or like, don't worry, you're gonna find your person, your kids are gonna have a stepdad, it's all good, like, don't worry about it. And it's like, no thanks. Like, I understand that people think that that's gotta be the ultimate, but it's not for me anymore. And that's okay, right? Just like some people want to get married, I don't want to. And like, that's okay. There are people that are choosing not to have children. I want children, right? I wanted my babies. That's okay. So it's really a matter of deciding what it is that you want. Like, look at the rules in the world and decide why you're following them, why you're seeking certain things. If it's really something that you want, or is it just all the conditioning in life since you were a little girl that has you deciding that you need to do these certain things. And you will probably really quickly realize that there are a lot of things in our lives as women today that are led by really outdated rules and narratives and ideas from the people that came before us. And we have the right to change it. We are the first generation that really has choices, like amazing choices and options, and we get to live a different way than our parents did, our mothers did, our aunties did, our grandmas did. And what an honor. And truly, it speaks volumes, the amount of us that are like, no, I really want to do it the way that you did. Mom, like, love you, but no thank you. Or, Grandma, it doesn't look optimal to me. I'm sorry that that's the way it was for you, but we're changing the rules. And what a great thing. Like, what an opportunity we have to change the way we live our lives, not only for ourselves, but for our sisters, our friends, our children, the people that are coming up after us, getting to see like, holy crapola, like we don't have to do things the way that they've been telling us that we have to. What a gift. So go out and break the freaking rules, will ya? Okay. And as long as you're not hurting anybody, life is short. Go live your freaking life. Okay. I get too many DMs from women being like, yeah, but my dad is like super religious, or, my parents are super traditional, or my grandmother that'll be the end of grandma, or, my sister is not into it. Like, she told me I was crazy, just wait, get married. Not everyone's gonna get it, okay? And this is coming from somebody who, when I decided to do this, not everybody got it, okay? The people around me were like, what? Are you, like, you already have a daughter? What are you doing? Pump the brakes, you're gonna find your person. Like, they didn't see the vision that I saw. Much like, okay, this is my last thing. Like, there are inventors, okay? There are like theorists and all these people who try to verbally explain their ideas to people before they've actually come to be, okay? And people are like, okay, he's crazy, right? Because they don't see the vision. They don't get it. You get it. That's all that matters, okay? If you need to share some of my content with them, okay? If you need me to pop on a little Zoom message, a little, whatever, a Zoom meeting, we can make a Zoom meeting. We can schedule one. They can be present. I've done it before. I don't mind it. I am so open to having a conversation with love and being able to explain and just have an open heart conversation with somebody who's, I'm living it, right? And I mentor tons of other women that are, navigating this journey as single moms by choice. So if you want to have a Zoom meeting and have mom there, I am more than willing to do so. There's ways around it, because again, if they don't see the vision, you just need to see the vision. That's fine. Okay. And that's my last point for today. I have an all new freebie available to you, brand new. She's crisp and new. It is your 10-step clarity checklist for becoming a single mom by choice. It's everything that you need to know, like, what do I start? What's numero uno? What am I doing? And it's really going to help you make this decision so much easier, get rid of the guesswork, all the frustration. It's all there. You can find it below in the show notes. You can find it below in the links. You can find it over on Instagram at Candace Catherine. If you're not already there, what are you waiting for? And I hope you have an incredible week. Love ya.